Ukrainian aerial reconnaissance units continue to target the dugouts and trenches where Russian occupation troops are stationed. Although the occupiers tried to hide in the dugouts from drones, this did not save them. Strikes by kamikaze drones and munitions dropped from drones caused the dugouts to explode, resulting in the complete elimination of the occupiers inside. Videos of the operation of fighters of the 93rd Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces to liberate the villages of Gruzkoy and Veseloy near the city of Dobropoli in Donetsk region have been released. As can be seen from the footage released on Telegram channels, tanks and kamikaze drones were mainly used in the clearance operation. The armored combat vehicles and personnel of the occupying army, including soldiers on motorcycles, were destroyed by drone strikes. The houses where Russian soldiers were hiding were destroyed by tank fire from close range. Both villages, liberated in August, are located in the area where the Russian army organized the main offensives. By capturing the village, the invaders were trying to block the logistics routes of Ukrainian troops in the Donetsk region. Ukraine's 425th Regiment has liberated the village of Novoekonomikne in Donetsk Oblast and raised the national flag, the General Staff announced. Novoekonomikne, with a pre-war population of nearly 2,800 people, is located about 14 kilometers northwest of the embattled city of Pokrovsk. Ukrainian assault groups spent 2 weeks fighting to liberate the settlement, raising the national flag in the village center on August 31st, according to the General Staff. Since mid-July, the village has appeared in the gray zone, on maps published by the Deep State Monitoring Group, indicating ongoing fighting. As of August 31st, despite the General Staff's statement, Novoekonomikne remained in the gray zone. Earlier, Ukrainian forces regained control of the village of Novomykhailivka in Donetsk Oblast on August 24th. Russia has continued to intensify its ground offensives in eastern Ukraine, concentrating the bulk of its forces in the Pokrovsk sector in an effort to seize the key logistics hub. With no ceasefire in sight, Russia's advances in the region help strengthen Moscow's hand in possible peace negotiations as U.S. President Donald Trump pushes for a deal to end the war. The Kremlin's plan for a peace agreement reportedly involves Ukraine withdrawing all its forces from Donetsk Oblast, ceding the entire region to Russia in exchange for frozen battle lines on the other sectors of the front. The Deep State Project reported that in August, the rate of occupation of Ukrainian territories by Russians fell by 18%. It is noted that last month, Russia captured 464 square km, and now 19% of the territory of Ukraine is under occupation. The project draws attention to the fact that the occupiers had the same percentage on October 3, 2022, before the Defense Forces offensive on Dugouts. On August 19, there was a shootout between Russians in the Kherson region. As a result, more than 20 people were killed and there are also wounded. The partisan movement Atesh said in a statement. According to the publication, the events took place on the left bank of the Kherson region. The armed conflict arose between units of the 127th Reconnaissance Brigade and the 24th Motorized Rifle Regiment. It all started when servicemen from the 24th Regiment opened fire on the positions of the 127th Brigade. They, in turn, mistook them for a Ukrainian sabotage and assault group and raised the reserve unit on alert. As a result, a chaotic firefight broke out, the statement said. As a result of the clash, 21 occupiers were eliminated, 17 were injured. In addition, after the incident, checks began in the units, control and interrogation of personnel were strengthened. The atmosphere within the occupation units has become even more tense, mistrust is growing, soldiers suspect each other of provocations, and commanders fear new conflicts, Atesh summed up. Let us recall that this is not the first time that there has been a shootout between them. For example, in July 2022, in the occupied Tokmak of the Zaporizhia region, a conflict occurred between Russians that escalated into a shootout. As a result, 4 people were killed and about 10 more were injured. Near the settlement of Tokmak, which was immediately occupied by an enemy, a verbal conflict broke out between the military servicemen of Russia, which turned into a conflict, as a result of which 4 died and about 10 occupiers were wounded, media reported then.